National Gallery is one amazing place, and it's not just art. You're learning about life. It's also about the different ways you look at art. You can look at only the ways you like, or you can look at things with more of an open mind and try to think of different interpretations and maybe even accept multiple ones. And that's so relevant in the world today. All major traditions of Western European painting, I guess, are represented here. From the artists of the late medieval and Renaissance Italy to the French Impressionists. My own favorites are the 13th to 15th century paintings by Duccio, Ocello, Van Eyck, Lippi, Mantegna, Botticelli, Durer, Memling, Bellini, and most surviving late medieval pictures here are religious. They are made for altars in churches, or of course for private devotion. Many have exquisitely decorated gold leaf backgrounds. In the 15th century, portraits and scenes from ancient history and mythology increased in importance. Realism also affected the treatment of sacred subjects. And figures, you'll see one here, are often placed in convincing architectural and landscape settings. Then there were technical advances such as oil paint, which allowed greater subtlety in depicting facial expressions and surface features. There's a large collection of 16th century paintings here too, by of course Leonardo da Vinci, Cranach, Michelangelo, Raphael, Bruegel, Holbein, Bronzino, Titian, and the great Veronese. So the leading artists of this period achieved a level of fame that has never diminished, especially in Italy. Renaissance painters sought to rival and surpass the artists of ancient Greece and Rome. And portraits that they made were highly prized, and pictures of ancient history and mythology became almost as important as Christian subjects. So paintings were appreciated for their artistry as much as for their subject matter, and they were often placed in specially created galleries, not unlike the one that we are in here today. And the most popular draw here, at least in this place, they say are 17th century paintings by Caravaggio, Rubens, Poussin, Van Dyck, Velázquez, Claude, Rembrandt. I'll try and show you some Vermeer. So while some artists of this period looked to the art of the past for inspiration, they always imparted their own unique style, from the flamboyant to the austere. And even sacred religious subjects were treated in novel ways to engage the emotions of the viewer. This room is dedicated to Rembrandt. Rembrandt aspired to be a painter of biblical and mythological subjects, and all of these were held in higher regard than portraits. But portraiture was more profitable, and after settling in Amsterdam, Rembrandt enjoyed enormous success as a portrait painter. You'll find a lot of his portraits here. So from the middle of the 17th century, his increasingly rough and brooding style was out of step with the new fashion for smoothly painted and more evenly lit works. But he nevertheless continued to receive portrait commissions of some of the most prominent people in the country, who remained pretty much in awe and impressed with his unparalleled skill in conveying character. So Rembrandt frequently depicted specific models without intending them to be portraits. So in these works, he studied facial expressions or stock character. Look at this. This is a pretty good example. Occasionally, he would also study his own face, but he also depicted himself in more formal self-portraits. This is an example. So his self-confidence, I guess, is not only apparent from the fact that he invariably signed his works with his first name, Rembrandt, but also from the sheer number of works that were painted in his own likeness. You'll see all of them here.